using tools for automation and robotics. We're going to go over some of the different tools that you'll be using to do the labs here in 7th grade. So there's going to be basically 4 different types of tools that you're going to use. It's going to be a wrench. You'll have 2 different color screwdrivers, red screwdrivers and green screwdrivers. And then you also have the option to use hex keys, which is another word for Allen wrenches, for the labs, which will help you instead of the red screwdrivers in certain cases. So the first tool we'll go over is the wrench. The wrench is found in the small parts drawers. Those are over on the wall by the bulletin boards. They're used primarily for tightening and loosening keep nuts. You're going to want to make sure your keep nuts are tightened. It's an easy way to lose points just by screwing them on by hand. You want to make sure you use a wrench for that. You'll need to do this as well using the red screwdrivers to tighten the bolts and keep nuts, and securing bearing flats using the bolts and keep nuts as well. One of the most important tasks, like I said, is making sure your keep nuts are tight on the bolt. Okay, this is a habit that you need to have, especially when we get into building the labs, because you can lose points for every keep nut that is not tight, and you will be using a lot of them. Next are the red screwdrivers. They're 2 different measurements, which means they have 2 different tips on them. They're found in the large part drawers on the top drawers. They are used to screw and unscrew the bolts, and like I said before, they'll help you tighten those keep nuts and the bolts with the wrench. There's 2 different sizes, and as you can see with the red arrows, one size looks like a small ballpoint, which is on the right side, the right arrow, and the other size will be a flat on top, which has no ballpoint. We have a lot of different bolts that we use for this class, and they're all mixed together. It's just how it was handed to me. So you'll need these 2 screwdrivers with your kits when you are building, and some of the bolts will use the ballpoint top and some will not. You'll just have to guess and check, and there's only 2 of them, so it shouldn't take that long. Next, you have the green screwdrivers. These are kind of new to us, and they're found in the large part drawers. They're actually the drawer next to the red screwdrivers. You only need one of them. There's only one size. And these are used to tighten the new metal shaft collars that I got. So if you see in the picture, the bottom picture, the old metal shaft collars used to use a bolt to tighten them, and now they don't. It's actually a lot easier, and it's nice. It's like a little hex nut or bolt inside of there, and it shouldn't come out. You just loosen it and tighten it. So the metal shaft collars, these metal shaft collars are more secure than plastic shaft collars. You'll probably use both. The plastic shaft collars are a lot easier, and we use those a lot in Lab 8. But in Lab 9, which is in 10, or not 10, it's Lab 12, which is the windmill and the dragster, we recommend you using the metal shaft collars because they're a lot easier to tighten, and they're a lot more secure. The metal shaft collars, just like the plastic ones, go on both ends of the shaft and must be tight. Finally, we have the hex keys. The other name for these are called Allen wrenches. These are in the small parts drawers. There's 2 sizes because they're the same sizes as your red screwdrivers. They can be used instead of the red screwdrivers as well. If you're having trouble with them, with the red screwdriver for whatever reason, or there's a problem with it, you can always go grab a hex keys and use those. Like I said, there's 2 sizes, and they're the same sizes as the 2 different kinds of red screwdrivers. So those are the tools that we'll use for building.